the biggest lab on the ship. And because we're worried about temperature shock, believe it or not, it's warm in here compared to what the phytoplankton experience. Once we get going, this is called the food locker because it's actually really cold. And so Liz is going to tell you more about what actually happens here because I don't do this anymore. I don't get to do fun science. So we'll go through here, Liz, and then we'll poke out to the next lab and show you. Yep, we're going down.
So I'll explain it sort of as we walk. So my name's Liz. I am assistant professor at the University of Georgia. And I'm really lucky to
SEC.
Oh yeah, got a chance to come on this cruise in November, and so really excited to be here again. And so there's sort of two different labs set up here. This first lab here is going to be conducting some experiments to look at how phytoplankton die in the natural environment. And so phytoplankton are those tiny little photosynthetic algae that live in the ocean. And things like light and nutrients cause them to grow, just like if you put some fertilizer on your garden, your plants would grow. The same sort of thing happens with phytoplankton. But we're really interested in also how they die. And so one way they die is by getting consumed by these really tiny microzooplankton grazers, so single-cell grazers that eat them. And so we conduct a bunch of experiments to get at the rates of how quickly they're being eaten and who's eating who and how light impacts that. So this sort of setup happens. We do a lot of water filtering. This is an instrument to look at all the different types of phytoplankton that are out there. It makes really beautiful images. And this lab over here is looking at sort of the chemistry of the ocean. It looks at the dissolved organic material. So lots of compounds that are in the ocean and how bacteria like to eat those compounds and use them for growth. So it's really important to understanding how carbon is cycled through the ocean, so how these different compounds are both produced and eaten, and so this group does that.
I was just showing how we look at the slides back here. So throughout the entire cruise, we'll collect water and we'll stain all the bacteria, and then we'll look at them through the scope and to get an indicator of abundance. So if you guys
what I do here is I put seawater in the chambers like this, and we bubble air through the chamber. And if the plankton in the water are producing anything, then that's going to get taken up into the air. The air comes out the top and across into this instrument here. So this is called a proton transfer reaction mass spectrometer. And what it can do is measure these small compounds in real time. So every second, it can tell you what all these compounds are coming out of the seawater.